You were not born by accident, and you were not dropped into a random body like a mistake that learned to walk. You were placed, you were aimed, you were tuned, before the first breath, before the first cry, before the first name spoken over you like a claim. There was a level of you that already understood the terrain, not the street you would grow up on, or the role you would play, but the density, the gravity, the pressure of the world you were entering. That level of you did not hope for an easy life. It chose a life that would not let you remain vague. Incarnation is not a lottery. It is not a punishment. It is not a reward. It is architecture. The human mind wants a simple explanation because simple explanations feel safe. The mind wants to say, my parents caused this, my culture caused this, my past caused this. Those statements carry partial truth, but they stop short of the deeper mechanism. The design begins before personality, before preference, before fear learned how to speak. It begins when awareness looks at what remains unfinished and chooses a field that will not allow avoidance. An oversoul does not choose identity the way social systems assign categories. It chooses experience. It chooses pressure. It chooses contrast and consequence. It chooses the exact conditions that will convert potential into capacity. It chooses the kind of friction that forces coherence. That is why your life repeats themes. That is why lessons return wearing different faces. That is why certain doors refuse to open while others open without effort. The repetition is not cruelty. It is instruction. To understand incarnation, you must release the idea that you are a single life moving forward in isolation. You are a strand in a larger weave. The body experiences time as a line because that is how survival functions. The oversoul experiences time as a field. It senses momentum. It recognizes echoes. It understands which environments mature which qualities. You did not come here to be correct. You came here to become coherent. Coherence is not moral. It is structural. It is the alignment between awareness, action, and consequence. So what does an oversoul choose when it chooses incarnation? It chooses a resonance field. It chooses a set of conditions where certain frequencies become unavoidable. A resonance field is not a theory. It is an environment that shapes you through repetition. Family is a resonance field. Culture is a resonance field. Air is a resonance field. Body is a resonance field. Geography, economics, belief systems, emotional atmosphere, silence, noise, expectation, fear, all of it forms pressure. Pressure reveals structure. Under pressure, what is unstable fractures. Under pressure, what is real strengthens. The oversoul also chooses degree of difficulty. Some incarnations are chosen for refinement, where growth occurs through subtle shifts. Some are chosen for ignition, where growth occurs through intensity. Some are chosen for repair, where the task is to meet an old wound without turning it into identity. Some are chosen for service, where awareness learns to move through the self without erasing it. Many are chosen for layered reasons because consciousness rarely evolves through a single lesson at a time. This is why surface comparison fails. Two people can share a household and live in entirely different programs. Two people can share ancestry and carry opposite assignments. One may be here to end a pattern. Another may be here to understand it deeply and carry its lesson forward. The oversoul is not interested in appearance. It is interested in integration. Integration means nothing is rejected, denied, or split off. Everything is brought into coherence or released. Pain is often misunderstood. Pain is not proof of unworthiness. Pain is contact with density. Earth is dense by design. Density slows awareness down enough to make choice meaningful. You cannot bypass embodiment here. Ideas must become actions. Values must survive pressure. You can speak the language of growth while avoiding its demands, but life will still reflect where you are misaligned. Misalignment creates friction. Friction creates feedback. Feedback creates opportunity. Limitation is chosen deliberately. Expansion without constraint remains abstract. Constraint forces precision. A body is a constraint. A nervous system is a constraint. A culture is a constraint. A lifespan is a constraint. Inside those limits, awareness sharpens. The Oversoul does not resent limitation. It uses it. It selects instruments capable of producing a specific tone. Infinite possibility produces diffusion. Finite conditions produce mastery. When you shift perspective, you stop asking why this is happening to you as if existence is attacking. You begin asking what is being trained in you, not in a way that excuses harm, not in a way that denies responsibility, in a way that restores agency. The Oversoul does not choose cruelty for entertainment, but it does choose environments where harm is possible, because harm exposes boundaries, truth, and self-abandonment. The point is not to glorify suffering. The point is to read the signal without romanticizing it. There is another layer. The Oversoul chooses intersections. You incarnate among other beings with their own trajectories. Some align with you. Some challenge you. Some mirror what you refuse to acknowledge. Some embody the pattern you came to resolve. Incarnation is relational geometry. Timing matters. Sequence matters. Certain meetings are not random. They are convergences where multiple arcs intersect. This foundation matters because before lineage, before ancestry, before the precise human form you entered, you must understand the mechanism. The Oversoul is not above you judging outcomes. It is you beyond compression. It is memory, pattern, and intention extended beyond a single lifespan. It chooses incarnation the way an engineer chooses materials, not to restrict potential, but to make structure possible under gravity. When you recognize patterns in your life, you are not cursed. You are being instructed. Repetition is a message. Recurring conflict is a map. Familiar pain is a signal asking for a different response. The question is not why this keeps happening. The question is whether you will keep interpreting instruction as punishment. You are not a random consciousness trapped in circumstances. You are a deliberate emergence inside a field selected for evolution. Your personality is an instrument, not the author. Your body is a tuning mechanism. Your circumstances are a curriculum. When you stop treating your life like an accident, meaning begins to surface. When meaning surfaces, responsibility follows. Responsibility is not burden. It is the return of power. This is the frame. Without it, everything that follows collapses into opinion or ideology. With it, identity becomes architecture, experience becomes information, and incarnation becomes readable. Your life was chosen. Your field was selected. Not to flatter you, not to condemn you, but to make becoming unavoidable. When incarnation is viewed from the surface, life looks chaotic. Events appear disconnected. Circumstances feel imposed. Bodies seem arbitrary. But when viewed from Oversoul scale, chaos resolves into placement. What looks random from inside the body becomes deliberate when viewed from beyond it. This is not mysticism. It is perspective. Compression distorts vision. Expansion restores it. The Oversoul does not enter incarnation blind. It enters with awareness of momentum. Momentum is the accumulated direction of consciousness across many experiences. Momentum determines what can be refined and what must be confronted. If avoidance has been mastered, confrontation becomes the next step. If dominance has been mastered, surrender becomes the lesson. If detachment has been perfected, embodiment becomes unavoidable. Incarnation is chosen where momentum meets resistance. This is why some lives feel heavier than others. Density is not evenly distributed. Some environments accelerate growth through pressure. Others stabilize growth through continuity. Neither is superior. They serve different phases of development. The mistake humans make is ranking experience, rather than understanding function. Ranking is an ego activity. Function is structural. The Oversoul also understands thresholds. Certain understandings cannot be integrated without crossing specific experiential boundaries. You cannot learn humility through theory. You cannot learn resilience without impact. You cannot learn compassion without proximity to suffering. Knowledge without embodiment remains brittle. Earth exists to make understanding durable. This durability requires friction between who you think you are and what reality reflects back to you. That friction is where identity cracks. Identity must crack for coherence to emerge. Coherence is not self-esteem. It is alignment between perception and behavior. It is knowing what you are capable of without inflating or diminishing it. The Oversoul values coherence because coherence allows consciousness to move without fragmentation. Fragmentation is costly. Fragmentation scatters energy. It creates internal conflict that leaks into external behavior. Many incarnations are chosen specifically to repair fragmentation. These lives often feel intense because fragmentation resists integration. Resistance creates tension. Tension forces awareness to pay attention. Attention is the real currency of incarnation. Where attention goes, structure follows. The Oversoul chooses environments that force attention toward what matters. Sometimes that means placing awareness inside a body that cannot disappear into abstraction. Sometimes that means placing awareness inside social conditions that demand presence. Sometimes that means choosing circumstances that strip distraction away. This is why incarnation does not ask permission from comfort. Comfort is not the goal. Stability can be useful, but it is not the metric. The metric is integration. Integration means nothing essential is denied expression or avoided through dissociation. Integration means holding complexity without collapse. Human language struggles here because it wants fairness framed as equal outcome. Oversoul logic operates on appropriateness, not equality. What is appropriate for one trajectory may be unnecessary or harmful for another. The Oversoul does not distribute experiences evenly. It distributes them precisely. Precision does not mean cruelty. It means relevance. When relevance is missing, stagnation follows. Stagnation is the only failure state from Oversoul perspective. Everything else is information. You may notice that your life keeps asking the same question in different ways. That is not a loop designed to trap you. It is a prompt waiting for a response that has not yet been integrated. Once integration occurs, the question changes. The environment shifts. New challenges appear. This is not reward. It is progression. The Oversoul also accounts for collective momentum. You do not incarnate alone. You enter systems already in motion. Families, cultures, and eras have inertia. Inertia shapes probability. The Oversoul chooses where individual momentum can interact with collective momentum productively. Sometimes this creates harmony. Sometimes it creates friction. Friction is not failure. It is engagement. Engagement is essential because withdrawal halts development. Avoidance may protect in the short term, but it prevents refinement. Oversoul choice favors engagement because engagement produces data. Data allows recalibration. Recalibration restores coherence. This is why incarnation feels personal, even though it is structural. The structure expresses itself through intimacy. Pain feels personal. Love feels personal. Loss feels personal. This is not a flaw, it is the mechanism. Without personal impact, lessons would remain theoretical. The Oversoul does not micromanage outcomes. It establishes conditions. Choice remains real. Agency remains intact. You can refuse lessons. You can delay integration. You can repeat patterns. None of this is punished. It simply extends the curriculum. When people say they feel misplaced, they are often sensing the gap between identity and assignment. Identity is learned. Assignment is structural. When the two are misaligned, discomfort arises. Discomfort is not evidence of error. It is evidence of misalignment. Alignment requires honesty, not conformity. Honesty is dangerous to systems built on performance. That is why incarnation often challenges masks. Masks may ensure survival early, but they obstruct integration later. The Oversoul selects conditions that eventually render masks unsustainable. When masks fail, authenticity emerges not as a virtue, but as a necessity. This necessity is often misunderstood as crisis. Crisis is simply reorganization under pressure. Structures reorganize when they can no longer support the load placed on them. Consciousness reorganizes the same way. The Oversoul does not fear collapse because collapse clears distortion. From this view, incarnation is not a trap. It is a refinement chamber. It is where consciousness becomes specific enough to act without fragmentation. It is where abstraction becomes responsibility. It is where intention becomes consequence. This understanding prepares the ground for what comes next. Once you understand how and why incarnation is chosen, the question of form becomes readable. Body, ancestry, culture, and lineage stop appearing arbitrary. They become variables selected for resonance. They become instruments chosen to express a specific range of experience. But none of that can be understood without first grasping the logic beneath choice itself. Without this foundation, discussion collapses into identity politics, projection, or guilt. With it, incarnation becomes legible. You stop asking why you were given this life, and begin asking how to live it coherently. You are not here to justify existence. You are here to inhabit it fully. You are not here to escape conditions. You are here to meet them without fragmentation. This is the Oversoul logic of Incarnation. It is not sentimental. It is precise. It does not promise comfort. It offers coherence. And coherence is the only thing that survives expansion.